Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, as promised, I am going to share about how to apply for Canadian visa and a lot of information more. But this video is about to apply for Canadian study permit or study visa. So, without any delay, let's get started. And this is from my personal experience, so I'll definitely help you with best and worst of what I know. So, let's get started. First thing, there are two type of visas that one can apply for. So once you have, first of all, congratulations that you got your acceptance letter from one of the Canadian university. Once you have your acceptance letter, you can apply for the study permit. Now there are two type of study permit that you can apply to, or two type of visa ways. They're not two type of visas, but then there are two type of methods that one can go for. The first one is student direct stream, that is SDS, which is faster method than the normal stream. This has been designed for students from a limited country. India is in the list, which requires more documentation, more assurance, but then they promise you to proceed your visa faster than the normal track. In student direct stream, you need more documents. You need a GIC, and you should also pay the fee of the first year of the first year tuition of your program. While in non-SDS like Dream, it can be a little slow, but then you don't need a lot of documentation. Also, no GIC or fees is required. Now, what does GIC mean? I'll come to it. So, student direct stream, that is SDS. Here are the documents that you need for this one. The first one is acceptance letter from your DLI, that is designated learning institute in Canada. Second, proof that you have paid your tuition for the first year of study. Now, this is very important and additional step that is required for SDS. You need to pay the first year tuition of your university, and get the receipts from them or some proof or some confirmation that you need to submit with your application for the visa. Third is GIC of Canadian dollars 10,000. GIC refers to guaranteed investment certificate. So what it means is that you have to invest 10,000 Canadian dollars, which might be equivalent to somewhere around 6 lakh, something more than 6 lakh Indian rupees, into a Canadian bank account. So you need to approach a Canadian bank. There are many ways you can do GIC. It's done easily. You can do it in just one day. You need to approach them. You need to transfer them 6 lakh or 10,000 Canadian dollars, and they will do investment in your name in your bank account, which you can which you when you go to Canada you can which gets logged, and when you go to Canada you can unlock it, and that too also you cannot directly unlock the whole amount. Initially, when you go there, they'll give you something around 3,000 Canadian dollars as soon as you go for the first time, and then every month they'll give you some thousand Canadian dollars or something. So that is GIC. The visa officer or the government asks you to do that you will be able to live there properly in Canada without any financial problems, right? So you need to do GIC is mandatory for the SDS stream. The third is you need to get a medical exam, which is even required for non-SDS, which will come to. So medical exam is like a normal health checkup, which you need to do uh, with the Canadian, with the recognized medical panel of the Canadian High Commission. So they have given a list on their website of the medical panels that one can go for, and one has to get the medical exam done with that medical panel. It is there in maximum major cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Kolkata, Chandigarh, and so on. And you can go there and get your medical exam. The next is police clearance, which is said on the website, but then Indians don't require a police clearance certificate because we already do police clearance when we apply for passport. The next is transcripts. You need transcripts of your post-secondary, that is after your 12th probably. You need transcripts of your recent transcripts of your bachelor's, the updated ones. And then last one is IELTS. So another compulsory thing for the SDS visa. You need to give IELTS examination, the English language examination, and you should have at least 6 bands on each section of IELTS. That's the requirement for SDS. They process your visa in somewhere around 20 days, and the fee is 150 Canadian dollars for the visa plus 85 Canadian dollars for the biometric, which is compulsory. Now let's have a look at the website of the SDS stream and how you can for it. So if you search about student direct stream Canadian study permit, the first thing that you will get is for that one. So you can see this one is the website, Government of Canada website, that is canada.ca. I'll put the link in the description. So this is the student direct stream. You can know about the visa that depending upon where you live, you may be able to get your study bit faster through student direct stream in somewhere around calendar days. To get faster, meet all the eligible requirements and give your biometric as soon as possible. Now, as I said, student permit is different than visa. A study permit is not a visa and does not itself allow you to enter Canada. But when you apply for study permit, you also get the visa. So you may need a visitor visa. If you do already have a visitor visa, then well and good. If you don't, then they will issue you it under the study permit application. You don't have to pay anything extra. You don't have to do another application. Under the study permit application, that is SDS and non-SDS, you will get your visa. Right? The fee is 150 Canadian dollars, excluding the biometric fee. Now, who can apply is the second tab. You can see the list of countries over here. So if you're a legal resident of any of these countries, which includes India, you can apply for student direct stream. You should have a told acceptance letter from your institute that you're planning to study at. You should live outside of Canada while you are applying for it, right? Then you should have a GIC of 10,000 Canadian dollars. You can click on GIC to know more about what GIC is. You need a medical exam. If your university is in Quebec, then you need a Quebec acceptance certificate from the Quebec government's website that you can check on the Quebec government website. Police clearance, if you need one, but Indians won't need one. If you're not an Indian resident, you can check with what is required. Then transcripts and IELTS with at least 6 on each section. For medical exam, you can click here and then filter it with your country name and all those details to find whether which medical exam, which is the closest city where a medical is located, and there you'll get the website to book the appointment for the medical exam. The cost for medical exam is generally around 5,000 Indian rupees. Then how to apply, you can click on how to apply, and there should be a small form, that is this one. You can fill this form based on your country and so on, and then you can create an account or sign in to start with your application. After you apply, tab here, you need your fingerprints, that is biometrics. Will process your study permit in 20 days, and once you get your study permit, you can get your passport stamped with the visa. That's how it works. All right. So getting back to our presentation here, what's the next thing? Now this was about SDS. Now we'll talk about non-SDS or regular stream. So the regular stream of documents, the documents required for the regular streams are the acceptance letter, obviously, proof of financial support. Now here they're not asking you for a proof of tuition fee or proof of or GIC, but then still you need to prove them that you have financial support. That is, you can show your bank account, your assets, FDs and everything, and a support letter from your parents or scholarship letter and so on. At least you have to show in the application the amount that is your fee plus has 10,000 Canadian dollars per year of liquid money in your bank account or FD. So mostly bank account, and that's the bare minimum. The more you do, the better and the stronger is your application. The third thing that you need for regular stream is medical exam, which is again also required for SDS, which anyways you have to give. And the fourth is letter of explanation. In the letter of explanation, you need to explain what is the purpose of your study, what will you be studying, and your ties with your country. And you need to prove that you won't come back. You need to make them assure that you will come back to India after your graduate studies. or your study and won't stay in Canada forever. The fee for this one is 150 Canadian dollars again, but with a biometric fee of 85 Canadian dollars. So that's the same for both of them. Now we can check the details for non-SDS. So I'll put again this link in the description if you want to apply in the regular stream. This is the website, right? Apply for study permit, applying it. You can apply at multiple places, but you can apply from India as well. So here is how you can do it. You can click on apply online to go to the application portal, or you can click on documents needed for complete application, which I've already shared to look for what are the documents required. If you're studying in Quebec, then you need another Quebec certificate, that is CAQ, as I told earlier, and so on. So right. So this is the main page. Sorry, that one was the page within this page. So about the process, you can get the details of the process of how you can get a study permit. You can get the application processing. You can click on here to check the application processing timing for regular stream, that is non-SDS in my country. So I'll be applying for temporary residence visa, that is studying, working, so on. And I'm applying for study permit from outside Canada, and I need to get the process timing. So it's as of now it is 12 weeks. They write it 12 weeks, but it can be more or lesser than that. Because in my case, when I got my study permit, I applied it under non-SDS, that is regular stream, and I got my application processed in just one day, which was much faster than even student direct stream. Now, who can apply it? You can explore the eligibility. You should have the enough money, that is proof of finances, no criminal record, good medical health based on your medical exam, proof to officer that you'll leave Canada when your study permit expires, and that you are enrolled in DLI, that is you have got acceptance letter from a Canadian institution. You can look for the right documents that is required, which I've already shared on the presentation earlier. You can click on how to apply to get to the application, and so on. Right. Now let's move ahead with what's the next steps. Now these are the general steps that you need to do with your visa application. The first one is getting your medical exam. Now I suggest everyone to get their medical exam upfront. What that means is that do your medical exam and then submit your application. Don't submit your application first. So for a medical exam, you can go to that website which I've shared. I'll put the link in the chat for specifically for medical exam as well. You can find which is the medical panel closest to your city, in your city, or which is the closest city with the medical panel, which medical panel you can go for the list. Then you can click on their website and book an appointment based on whichever is closest or whatever the fee for it is. Then you can go for the medical exam based on that appointment. Get your medical exam done, and they will give you an acknowledgement letter for your medical exam or receipt for your medical exam. Upload it with your application and then submit your application. This will fasten your process, because if you don't do that and if you submit the application first, then you'll have to wait for their instructions to get for the medical exam. So they'll send you instructions on when to get the medical exam, and then only you can get a medical exam. But in this case, if you get it upfront, you don't need instruction. You can directly apply for it and it gets done. I did my medical exam upfront, and almost everyone does it upfront. So once your medical exam is done, you can submit your application with all the documents that is required in case of SDS or non-SDS, and attach medical exam details in your application. Once your application is submitted and you have paid the fee, in 24 hours, or in 24 to 48 hours, or in one working day, you will receive something called biometric instruction letter, which will give you instruction about how to give your biometrics, basically. So you need to take that. You need to wait for that document. Once you have biometric instruction letter, you need to download that document. Then go to VFS website to book your biometrics. So you can simply search on Google VFS booking biometrics for Canadian study visa, and then go to the website, upload the biometric letter, and book your appointment for biometric with VFS. You can select the city where VFS is located. You'll get the appointment. You have to go there, do your biometrics. It's a small procedure. I'll describe about it in another video, and so on. Once your biometric is done, your application has been completed. Now, the Canadian High Commission will take their time to process your application. That is 20 days in case of SDS, and in non-SDS, it varies. As per the website, it is 12 weeks, but got it in 1 day. Once you receive a passport request on your portal, that is, they'll send you a letter which says, we have processed your application. Now we need your passport to finalize your application. You need to send your passport. For sending your the passport, you need to book a two-way courier with VFS again. I'll put the link in the chat, in the description, and also I'll create another video on this on how to book your courier for VFS passport stamping. Send the passport for stamping. It will take another 15 to 20 days for your passport to get stamped and get back to you, and tada, that's done. You got the Canadian visa. So that was about this video. If you have a question, let me know in the comments. I'll be creating more videos on each of these steps, like medical exam, so creating your application, strong application, what's the explanation letter, how you can book your biometrics, how you can book your two-way courier for passport submission, and so on. I'll be creating videos on each of these. Stay tuned to my channel for those videos. Do make sure you subscribe to this channel. I got my study permits. I'm well experienced with this one, so you can rely on me. Well, not completely. If you don't get it, then I'm not responsible. But then I'll try my best to share most of the knowledge that I have with the Canadian study permit. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned a lot. Bye.